is only war.
What is up, gents? 40k Dirtbags here. We're going to do another tactical video for you guys today. It's going to be the most important role you need to really memorize and get good at to win more 40k games in 10th edition. So thanks for clicking on the channel. If you guys are Patreons, really appreciate the support. Head over to patreon.com if you would like these types of tactical videos. There's going to be a lot more specific content coming out on patreon.com only. So that way we can split up these videos, so that way half of the content is going to be going to YouTube for free, half it's going to go to the Patreons that support the channel, so that way we can grow in 2024 as much as we possibly can. But guys, this video is going to be a lot of how-to, as well as little insights on what's made me win so many games in 40k. I got ranked the #1 Grey Knight player in the world last year, in 2023. We're on #2 right now for Chaos Space Marine player. We want to get to #1 hopefully after LVO. So hopefully these tips find you guys well and you're able to implement them in 10th edition coming up in your future games. So guys, appreciate it. Let's get into the video. Now, 9 tips. First tip is going to be the most important one, so I'm just going to get that out of the way now. First tip is going to be, most important rule is to win more games is trading units based off the point value. So when it comes to points, for example, Seekers, they're 85 points. A trading of a unit of Seekers for 85 points, they have to be able to do secondaries. They have to either be able to move block or do secondaries their turn 1 to basically get their point value back. So if I pre-game move them 9 inches up and then they move 14 and I move up and I block their entire orc army on turn 1, I think that would be worth 85 points. If they die, they basically made up their points back. So move blocking can be a really good turn 1 point trade when it comes to getting their points back. Another good example is a Forge Fiend. A Forge Fiend is 180 points. Now with the Forge Fiend, they have to be able to kill 180 points worth to make up their points. If I kill something, let's say a couple of Terminators and they're 40 points each, I need to kill, what, 5 Terminators to get 200 points out of them? Most of the time a Forge Fiend is going to kill 7 to 8 Terminators with 1 round of shooting. If they kill 5 Terminators, I basically made up my points back from my Forge Fiend. Forge Fiend now is successful, they're in the green, I don't have to worry about it dying, because if it dies, it made up its points back. A unit of Cultists. Let's just go with Abaddon. Abaddon is 390 points. He basically does a lot for the army. He gives the 4-up invuln save to basically all the accursed cultists. He can walk up and destroy a tank pretty easily. So for an Abaddon to make up his points back, if he dies turn 1 or turn 2, he did not make up his points back. He was 350 points of bullshit. Didn't really do anything to bring his points back into the game. So he, for example, would not have made his points back. If I bring in my Forge Fiend, and I don't shoot it in 1 turn, and all of a sudden the Forge Fiend dies next turn to some Melta that got deep struck from Blood Angels, you know, thanks Zach, and the Forge Fiend dies, I am now down 180 points in my head during this game. So I have to make sure that I make up that 180 points by points trading. So this example is going to be a lot more explained than all the other examples because it's the most important one in 40k. Is if you look at the game of trading points compared to just killing models, you can kill a 20-man zombie squad and you kill 20 models, but it's only 100 points. And he's not really going to be able to get 100 points back from that zombie unit, so they're going to be used mainly to soak up shots. So Knights players, for example, a Knight that is 500 points, he better get 500 points back or else you're going to be losing that game. So that's what I mean by points trading, is anytime you're playing your game and you break it down in your head as you're playing, trading points, that's going to make the games go so much smoother. It's going to make the game go so much easier, and it's going to make you less stressed about losing a unit after it blew up a 10-man Terminator brick. So if you're one unit that's worth 500 points, kills another unit that's worth 500 points, you're now up 500 points in the game, and if that unit dies, you're still break even. You're still up when it comes to trading units. So hopefully that made sense to you guys. Leave it in any questions in the comments below or over on Discord if you have any more questions about that. That's really what made me win so many games, is figure out points trading compared to your units to what you're killing. Anytime I kill something or if I lose something, I like to ask, how much is that unit worth? How much is that model worth? How much is that that character that just fucking wiped out my entire unit? How many points is that guy? And if you're like, oh, that guy's 300 points, I'm like, that makes sense. That 300 point guy just killed 150 points of my guys. It wasn't an equal trade, so if I go back and I kill that 300 point unit, I'm now up 150 points. So that's just a really easy example on how to figure out if you're winning, if you're losing, if you're trading equally, or you're down in the trades, is based off of points. So that's the first example for trading units in 40k 10th edition. So tip number 2, based it on points and actions. So first example we gave was the Seekers. If they're 85 points, but they complete a 5 or 10 point action, they might have made their points back. If they soak up shots from the enemy opponent, rather than my unit that I don't want to die more, then they made up their points. If they move block while getting me points at the same time, they made up their points. So trade points and actions kind of the same way. So if my 55 point cultist unit moves up and blocks out an entire row of orcs charging at me turn 1, then they basically made up their points. Because then if they kill them, I can kill more orcs in the counter attack than they did killing my 55 point unit. Seekers are a really good example. They're in almost all my Chaos Space Marine lists because they're just so freaking good. They're able to move up, move block most of the time, but they can actually get you turn 1 secondaries that you couldn't get with normal units. So, example, Cleanse. If you walk up and cleanse on 2 objectives because they're super far spread apart and their bases are pretty wide, you can cleanse, get 5 points, and move block at the same time. If they have aerial denial and controlling an objective in the center of the table, so they can move up, hop in the center of the table, get aerial denial, and cleanse on the center objective, they got 10 points for us, or basically 7, whatever it may be. But trading those points is going to be something that is going to help you base if sacrificing this unit is going to be good enough or not good enough. If my 300 point Terminator unit or Grey Knight unit hops out in the center of the table and get me 5 points and then they die, that's not a good trade. So I sacrifice 300 points on my army to get 5 points, probably not a good trade. If I don't sacrifice my 300 point unit to lose 5 points, but then they're able to kill more points later in the game because I didn't sacrifice them, that might have been a better trade, sacrificing points than sacrificing your 300 point unit. So Grey Knights, when they first started this edition, it was really hard to figure out what they can kill and not kill based off their points because they were way over costed. So I had to really sacrifice my 400 point unit to kill 150 points, and hopefully they didn't die. Like it was crazy. But then their points got down. It was a lot easier to trade, stuff like that. Strikes, for example, if they move up and they don't get missed, am I willing to sacrifice my 125 point strike unit to get the points? That's going to be something that you guys will figure out every single time you play. Think of it as sacrificing points for actions. Tip number 3, did they make their points back? So this all kind of wraps up into one, but if I have a unit of interceptors for Grey Knights, and they come down, they shoot something, and then they steal an objective, well, that 135 points might have been worth it. So if they got their points back, now I'm up, basically. If the unit that died lost, didn't make any points back, like my Forge Fiend from the first example, then I'm down on points. He did not make his points back. So next game you play, make sure that you're either setting them up differently, make sure that he's coming in at a different angle to kill a bigger target, and don't use your big heavy hitting units to kill a 35 point unit unless it's going to get you points or it's going to stop the aerial denial, whatever it may be. But make sure that you're getting your points back from the units that you're specifically playing. All right, so that'll be tip number 3. Tip number 4 is move blocking, denying points, killing characters, and gaining points. So if I can kill a character with, let's say, precision, great example is I have on the table my assassin. If my assassin can move up, charge in, and kill a character with precision, she made up her points. So even though the whole unit's still alive, she walked up and killed that Necron character that was giving them 5-up feeling pain. Now that unit doesn't have a 5-up feeling pain anymore, and it's a lot easier to kill for my other units. That character that is 90 points killed the other character in the unit that was worth maybe 45 points, but she made up her points because she took away that really good roll for that unit that they can't use anymore in the game. So that's the example of basically moving up, denying points, and killing a character. Also move blocking. So we kind of went over this in the first 3 rules, is if you have a unit that's really cheap and you want to move block, are they going to be able to make their points back up based off that move block? So that would be my example, is like the Seekers, again, Cultists, Nurglings, bikes, anything that's really cheap for the chaos. You can basically move up and move block and try and get their points back based off of what you're blocking. If I block a big ass Land Raider that has 300 points inside the 265 point Land Raider, well, that's 500-600 points that I'm blocking with my 85 point unit. I think that's a good trade. So if my 85 point unit dies, but that unit that's super scary is stuck in a deployment zone for an extra turn or two, that's a really good trade, in my opinion. So tip number 5 is going to be trade up is going to be winning the games. So another great example is the Forge Fiends. They trade up almost every single game. The games that I lose, my Forge Fiend don't trade up. So if my Forge Fiend dies without it getting 180 points plus back, I'm probably losing that game. I lost a game against Zach, who is the Blood Angel player that you see on the channel. He killed my Forge Fiend turn 1 because he deep struck a Melta squad unit outside 9 inches away, and I gave him line of sight to my Forge Fiend because I didn't block out properly, and my Forge Fiend got shot off the table turn 1, and I wasn't able to make his points back. So that 75, 80, 90 point unit killed my 180 point Forge Fiend, which it wasn't able to counteract and kill more points because it didn't make up its points back. So that is another really good example of you have to trade up to win games. So anytime you kill a unit, you could always ask, how many points is that unit? How many points is this unit? How many points is that unit? Stuff like that anytime you get traded. Because then you know for future games what you should be focused on and what you shouldn't really be focused on. A lot of people ask about my Curse Cultists is they kill a lot, but they're expensive. So the Curse Cultist unit is 190 points. Dark Time unit is 55 points. So that's a minimum 245 point unit that has to get its points back, or it really isn't benefit of being in my list. So that is the 5th rule that's going to help you trade units easier, is make sure that you're trading up to win more games. Alright guys, those are the first 5 tips of 9 tips up on YouTube. The rest of them are going to be posted up on patreon.com. So if you guys want to support the channel, you like these types of tactical videos, there's a lot of them free up on YouTube. But in 2024, we really want to grow the channel. We really want to grow the support, and Patreons is really the way to do it. It's only $1 a month if you guys want to support us. $5 for Just Garrett if you want to throw that little bit extra. $10 for Competitve if you really want to get into competitive team and have coaching from the Dirtbags. You guys get to message me anytime you want one-on-one. And Grandmaster Dirtbags if you want specific lists, specific stuff you want to see live, or video suggestions you guys want, that's going to be the Grandmaster Dirtbag to really support us the most. So guys, appreciate it. Thanks for clicking on the video. Let me know in the comments below what you liked, didn't like, how we can improve on the channel. If you guys want to see the rest of the video, head over to patreon.com. Guys, appreciate it. Good luck, and we'll see you in another video soon. What's up, gents? 40k Dirtbags here. If you guys are thinking about joining the Patreon page, we're going to go over each tier and how it's going to benefit you and what you're looking for specifically to get out of 40k in 10th edition coming up. There's a lot of stuff to go over. There's a lot of tactical videos up on the channel, which is for free. There's going to be a bunch of perks that you get specifically for being a part of the Dirtbag Nation Patreon page. So first off, we have the first tier, which is $1 a month. You guys get first access to the videos over at patreon.com. You also get access to the Discord, which is specifically a private link in the Discord that only Patreon members can see. So you guys will have first access to that. Also a benefit is Patreons over the Dirtbag Nation get live streamed games on patreon.com streamed from YouTube, but there's only links specifically for the patreons.com. So not only do you get first access to these videos, you also get to see live stream games specifically only on patreon.com. The next tier is the Justicar. You guys get a shout out on every single video on YouTube. You also get to support us a little bit more. You get first dibs at voting on Discord, as well as you just kind of say, hey, I just want to be a Justicar Dirtbag and support you guys a little bit more than that $1 a month tier. But you get all the same access as well as the different color over on the Discord. So the third tier is the Competitive Dirtbag. This tier, you get a lot more one-on-one coaching. This is a lot of the Dirtbags over on the Dirtbag Nation. They are able to send out messages one-on-one, go over list ideas, tactics, anything you guys want to talk about. When I was getting into 40k, or really any game in general, I always wanted to message the top players in the meta and just ask them questions. This $10 a month tier gets you that opportunity to message us one-on-one on Discord, so that way we can actually coach you, give you our insights, suggestions, and that's going to get you better at the 40k 10th edition as a whole. So that tier alone, just $10 a month to have one-on-one coaching, one-on-one messages anytime throughout the month, that's going to be a perfect tier for you guys. Even if you're brand new to the game, we go over 1,000 point list, 1,500 point list, 2,000 point brand new starting list, team list, anything you guys need. That's what the competitive dirtbag tier is for. Also, you get a little bit red number name tag on Discord, so people know that you're really serious about getting into the competitive scene. The Grandmaster Dirtbags. This is the all-in-all $25 a month tier. You get one-on-one coaching, everything we said prior to this, but you guys get to see me, Mike, any of the other dirtbags play your specific list that you want to see tested out live on one of our battle reports. You guys get to mention, suggest videos you guys want to see coming up on patreon.com. So you guys get the above first tier benefit of everything that we do over at Dirtbag Nation. All the support mainly comes from you guys supporting us over here at Dirtbag Nation. And Grandmasters, I can't thank you enough, but for $25 a month, you get one-on-one coaching and anything you want to see live on the tabletop. So you get to see a professional play right in front of you. You guys get to kind of like see it one-on-one, and I'm actually making this specifically for you. There's also TTS events that you guys can suggest. If you guys want to do a first 1 or 2 turn run through on TTS, we can actually log in and coach you one-on-one with that. If you guys see us at any GTs, you guys get special benefits, free dice, stuff like that. Anytime you purchase a merch thing on Discord, you guys get a free limited edition dirtbag dice sent to you with every single purchase on top of that. So there's a lot of benefits coming up with the Grandmaster Dirtbag. Because I can't thank you enough for supporting us. Definitely let me know which tier would be best for you if you go over to patreon.com and specifically go to a tier. And make sure you don't forget to message me up on Discord. That's where we check every single day. If you guys are really into getting into 10th edition 40k, head over to Patreon, join the Competitive Dirtbag or the Grandmaster. Message me as many times as you possibly want, and I'll coach you the best I possibly can on any specific army that you guys play. Mainly our armies right now, currently, going into 2024, is going to be Chaos Space Marines, Grey Knights, Death Guard, and then we have Custodes, Sisters, and I think that's it going into the Wings of 2024. But again, any other army that you guys play, we have other coaches lined up for the Dirtbags that are ready to take on that role of the Competitive Dirtbag page. So guys, really appreciate it. Thanks for clicking on the video. Thanks for joining the Dirtbag Nation if you guys are already part of us. And we'll see you in another video soon.